All right, in this video, I'm going to be talking about general maintenance. Right? So, landscaping is sort of this iterative process, right? Mindscaping as a whole is just sort of this repeated set of doing the previous steps, right? You go back and forth through sort of surveying the land, creating a blueprint, home building, and then actually landscaping. And as you do that, it's sort of cyclical. You go through and you try to make these plans, you adjust, you change, you learn things, you analyze your progress, you make adjustments, you go back, etc., etc., etc. As you do this, things tend to sort of erode a bit in the same way that in a landscape, if you're working on all these different pieces, right, you may come back to a project you haven't worked on in a while and you may see things that have sort of fallen apart a little bit and need a little bit of TLC to get back to where they were. Your mind sort of works in the same way. If there are particular habits or thought patterns that you haven't actively worked on in a while, you may find some slippage. So, in order to sort of find these things and get them back into your blueprint, back into your execution plans, it's really valuable to do intermittent audits, right? So, you create this one blueprint, but over time, as you sort of complete goals, or understand where your values do or don't fit, right? Because sometimes you get more clear on what values actually align with you, or things change, right? So, for example, something like having kids can change some of your values or have you emphasize certain ones over other ones. It's important that you do these audits from time to time to sort of look at your blueprint, so you're not creating it from scratch anymore, but you're just sort of editing and asking yourself questions and making sure that those pieces still fit. And then the same thing fits for sort of the actual landscaping, some of these other things, right? So as you go through this process, it's not sort of a one and done deal. You don't just create a blueprint and execute it and call it good. Life continues to change. Your mind will continue to change. Your goals and values and the things that are important to you, the things that increase your happiness and make you feel happier overall are going to change. So it's important that you set up these sort of audits. I don't, necessarily think there's a strict timeline you need to follow, but some people have found good results with a year, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, enough time to actually get some things done, but also enough time that you can not do it every single day, every few weeks and feel like you're planning more than actually making any progress. And again, you may find that certain things that you used to do well or that used to be really well under control have slipped. And this is just a natural part of the way things work, right? It's just like a landscape, just as though you weren't paying attention to a garden for a year. You're going to find weeds in there. You're going to find things that you have to tune up. The earlier and the more strongly you can accept that as just a natural part of the way the process works, the easier it will be to get in and sort of do the work that needs done later when you find that those gaps exist. So overall, the point of this video is basically that this process is not just, linear, right? This is definitely cyclical, and you may not just see yourself going through step 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 over and over again. You may find yourself going out of order, working on different things, paying attention to different pieces, but the reason that there are these steps is so that you can see the different parts of the process and sort of tweak it as needed to sort of help you as you go along, and just recognize that maintenance is going to be a part of this, just like it would be for a landscape. That's all I've got for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please take a second to subscribe, as it really helps out a lot. If you're looking for more content, there's all sorts of information over at howtohappy.com. And if you want something a little bit more condensed and concise, I've also written the book Mindscaping, which is essentially a framework for optimizing happiness. So we'll have the link there as well. And that's all I've got. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.